in the West Regional semifinal. Bryan Snyder in red from Nebraska, the most successful wrestler ever from Lincoln, Nebraska, going up against Luke Becker from Minnesota. A very even match so far. Look at the record, 33-0, undefeated. Bryan Snyder from Nebraska versus the 36-3 young man from Minnesota in gold.
Snyder, the first four-time All-American for the University of Nebraska, runner-up last year, so you got a sense he's hungry. He's been here before, and he didn't get what he wanted. He wants it back. The first period ended 3-3.
Bryan Snyder, a very smart wrestler, knowing just exactly how much mat to use. How did he get his points?
Well, Becker was struck first. Snyder nearly had a takedown, but Becker came right back there, and two for him, and he took the early lead. And there you can see Snyder a little bit frustrated, mad at himself, but Snyder came right back, got behind Becker, worked him towards the edge, and then eventually would knock him down and keep his feet in bounds, earning the takedown, and it ended 3-3.
Highlights, back to live time. Snyder in red. Look how quickly he comes across. Again, I say how much he knows about the distance of the mat. And you made a point earlier on in our first period to me about training internationally and getting out to the edge of the mat there, knowing that's where you can get points.
That's right. A lot of people let up when they see that line, and you can take advantage of it, and so you train to prepare for that. Snyder got to escape at the start of the second period to score 4-3, down to 30 seconds. And Becker, a member of that Minnesota club, Jay Robinson, building a dynasty up there.
It's that hoarse voice that you hear from Jay Robinson about 10 feet away from us. Keep your head down. He's talking to his man Luke Becker, the 2002 Big Ten champion at 157.
Snyder trying to work there, setting up Becker, but Becker would have none of it.
Nebraska's first four-time All-American, a winning percentage of over 900 at Nebraska.
Career record of 136-10.
The #1 seed is going to close out the second period, up by only one. Great effort by Luke Becker. You know, I think by the 2-1 individual record by the wrestlers from Minnesota so far is why Becker, who's going to be down now to start the final and third period, 2 minutes in duration, why he's wrestling so well, because his teammates did so well ahead of him.
Certainly, when everything goes well in front of you, it's much easier to perform well, but I guarantee you, Jay Robinson came from the Iowa program as an assistant to Dan Gable. He knew what made Iowa successful. He transplanted it up to Minnesota. Minnesota is now taking it to a new level. They have now won 2 consecutive championships, and everybody in their room is thinking along the same lines.
2 All-Americans on the mat with practically 90 seconds left to go for a national championship in the 157-pound class.
4-4, no riding time, and Snyder holds a career mark in heads-up matchups against Becker. 5 wins, 1 loss.
With all their accolades, this would be a first national champion for either wrestler. First national championship, I should say.
That's correct.
We're tied at 4.
As I said, Snyder finished second last year, so he knows what it's like to be here and to taste defeat.
Snyder pushing away, trying to keep his distance, just setting his man up, then going for him.
Yeah, he doesn't like to tie up. He moves best from the open position, not from a tie-up.
What kind of move do you expect here, Jeff? Time running out, under 60 seconds now. We're tied at 4.
In the final minute now, I look for Becker to start to increase the intensity, try to make conditioning a factor. But at the same time, if he gets a little too aggressive, Snyder's speed can take advantage of that. Anytime you get overly aggressive, you create angles of opportunity for your opponent. And there's Snyder winding up, and there was the beautiful takedown. Oh, no points. They said they stepped on the line before they went down, but that gives you an idea how quickly Snyder can strike. That was a great double leg. He had Becker walking right into it.
Watch how close they are.
Watch the penetration step. The bobbing got him set up. There the head comes up. Good lifting position. Takes Becker down, but that left-footed step on the line.
Maybe Snyder took one too many steps, but he knows his rhythm. He's got to set him up. Now, look, he's going down even to his knees. Try to get low, and then he shoots.
Becker that time was waiting for him. He had an underhook waiting, and there Snyder trying it again. And Becker's still in bounds. His knee touched out right there.
Boy, they are really playing on the edges here. We're tied at 4 with 7 seconds left to go.
And sometimes that's what's going to separate wrestlers, is getting into positions they're not familiar with. Caution against Becker. False start.
No point deduction, just a warning.
You're allowed 2 cautions, either for position, if you don't put your foot on the line, or in the right starting position on the mat, or for false starts.
All right, 7 minutes is not enough to decide the 157-pound classification.
This is sudden victory, 1 minute period. Whoever gets the first points wins. And it might be Becker. It might be Becker.
Snyder's got to hold on. This would be a huge upset.
Oh! How close was that?
What a tense moment for Bryan Snyder and the coach and team from Nebraska.
And the crowd loves it.
Becker had his opportunity. He had it. But the experience of Snyder brought it back to the middle of the match.
And the speed. He was able to get that arm in between them again, and that was the leverage that kept him from being taken down by Becker. Kept space, allowed him to turn in.
Undefeated Bryan Snyder, the greatest wrestler, most winningest wrestler.
And the reason Snyder is so aggressive is Becker scored the first points. He's going to have the choice in the tiebreaker. 90% of the time, the down line in the tiebreaker wins. Becker will have that choice.
Winningest wrestler in the history of Nebraska, Bryan Snyder. A bit surprised that we've gone to sudden victory here. 14 seconds left to go. First points win.
Watch for Snyder to take one more shot. He knows he needs the takedown. He does not want to be put in the top position. He knows how difficult it is to win there in the tiebreaker.
Well, that's where we're going.
Becker scored first. He has the choice, and he chooses down.
How much does fatigue become an issue here? We're going into the ninth minute of this match.
I don't think either one of these guys are tired. Both are in exceptional shape. They both warranted being here as finalists, and there it is.
There's an escape for Luke Becker. This has got to be considered the upset of the NCAA so far. All 3 men in the finals for Minnesota are juniors. What does that say about things to come? Luke Becker